Alright, welcome to my live stream, everybody. Today I'll be drawing the Ninja Turtles, or at least attempting to. I haven't drawn them in a while, so let me share this live stream out. And then I'll be continuing this probably tomorrow too. It might be a three live stream. Hey Bethany, let me reverse this. Alright, I'm doing pretty good. How are you? Alright, so today I decided I was like, I should do a live stream of me drawing the Ninja Turtles. Be sure to smash that like button, hit the share button, and all that goodness. And I wear this because it's classical. That's good. Alright, I'll start drawing them. Or at least trying to. I hope you enjoy. I'm drawing the classics. I'll show you. This is the comic book I have. Well, one of them. Color Classics. See? So yeah, this is the Leonardo one. And then I have a Michelangelo one too, but... So, I thought, why not? I haven't drawn the Ninja Turtles in a while. I kind of gave up on them for a while. Ooh, I need to use the other eraser instead. So, let me redo this because this don't look good to me. I don't know how well it's showing up to you guys on the screen. Be sure to smash that like button, Bethany. I'm glad you're here though. That's cool. So if you have any like questions or anything, just feel free to ask, I guess. Alright, so I'm trying to figure out how I should do this. How I should go about doing this. So I think I'll start off with his bandana. Just because it's probably the easiest way to do it. I used to be like really good at drawing Ninja Turtles. We'll find out if not practicing a whole lot does something to you. I'm actually starting to remember how to draw them. I should probably started drawing them earlier today. I have drawn the Shredder though. He's like my favorite villain, so cool. On your computer, easier to type. Cool. Be sure to let other people know that I'm live. Welcome. I'm Nighthawk Warrior and we are live. I feel like his head isn't. Alright, be sure to smash that like button. It tells YouTube that I'm popular. And it just helps boost the channel more. Today I am drawing the Ninja Turtles. The leader of the Ninja Turtles, Leonardo. if you like Ninja Turtles, just smash that like button. And maybe, sorry about this, I have some stuff in the way. There. Better. Is that better? Can you see it better? So. Okay, good. So, what do you guys want to talk about? You guys like the Ninja Turtle movies? From like the 90s? I prefer the 90s movies over the Michael Bay movies from like 2014 and then 2016. I prefer the 90s movies way more. I don't know. I have all of them. I even like the two. That's cool. I wish I was born in the 90s. Could have experienced the greatest thing of all. Yeah, I like the cartoons too. Not the new one though. The new one is kind of bad. I tried getting into the new one. It just wasn't for me. I think what ruins cartoons, especially like that nowadays, is horrible designings. No, 80s, yeah, 80s had the best cartoons. Well, my generation had the best cartoon of its era from 2003. So, the 2003 cartoon. And then I like the comics the most. Alright, let's see if I can get his face now. Alright, there we go. Alright, so be sure to smash that like button if you like Ninja Turtles as much as I do. Alright, we'll add in his 1994 to 2003. Yeah. Welcome, Shadow. I'll add his teeth in. From the, yeah. I liked the 2009 animated movie that came out. Turtles Forever. It was neat because you actually get to see the different generations of the Ninja Turtles from the different timelines and eras all combined in a way that no one had ever seen before. I'll probably ink this too because I haven't drawn Ninja Turtles in a while, so it'll be a prized possession of mine in a way. I actually have drawn Ninja Turtles, but it's just been like a little bit because I did One Piece recently. Well, last year actually, 2018. Alright, this part always confuses me. This shell. Where his shell in comparison to his shoulders lay. Just a little bit. Alright, so I'll go like that. And I'll just ink that over. Alright, so who here collected the figures? You should draw one, Bethany. I mean, they are kind of fun to draw. They really are. It's just when, you know, I just haven't drawn them in a while because I was like, give myself a break from drawing them. I used to be like really good at drawing the Ninja Turtles. How am I doing so far? Mine, from the way I'm looking at it, it looks pretty good. I feel pretty good about this. Yeah. Oh man. Alright, so if you like Leonardo, the fierceless leader of the Ninja Turtles, smash that like button. I mean, you don't have to if you don't want to, but you know, it would be nice. Let me fix this shop. Maybe I can do all of them or something at some point. Could try drawing all of them or something maybe. Okay, here's this shell, and his shoulder goes like that, I guess, and then this part's always tricky, getting his arm. The only person who owns the Ninja Turtles now is the original one of the original creators for it, Kevin Eastman. Peter Laird, I think, retired. He's like, I can't do it anymore. I'm getting too old. So he retired, I think. And Kevin Eastman ended up just somehow owning it. I guess Laird signed over the Ninja Turtles to Image, or not Image, but IDW with with the help of Eastman, of course. They both signed it over to Image, or IDW. I can't talk. IDW. Yeah, they still make the comics. IDW releases them. Kevin Eastman is still the top dog creator and whatnot. Like, he still creates the majority of the original stories and story arcs, I guess. And then what's his name? And then IDW, they do their own run of the their own interpretation of the Ninja Turtles, but it has to be by Eastman's consent, I guess. Yeah, I'm sure they are. That's actually good. When they first came out, it was a serious comic book. I think once the cartoon hit, they made it kid friendly. Yeah, the original comic book from 1984 made it. It was so dark. Shredder, I don't know if you guys have ever read the original book from 1984 or seen it or heard about it. Well, in the Ninja Turtles cartoon from 2003, they tried referring back to the... That's cool. Okay, well, this might be a bit of a spoiler. I guess a 30, almost 40-year-old spoiler for any of you people who haven't read this issue, which is the first issue. Well, Leonardo here chops off 1994 show. You mean Shadow? You mean the 1987 cartoon? There was no 1994 cartoon. There's only 4 cartoons out right now, I think, or that have existed, I think, right? There's 2003 to 2009, which is that lifespan. Then there's the 1987 to 1990, 96, I think. And then there's the one from 2012. And then the other one which is the first 3D show from Nickelodeon. Yeah, it was still it was darker. Although it was more funny than the actual 80s. Like, it just became more in the 90s for the continuation of the show later on, of the 80s cartoon. It just got more silly. Like, in the when Shredder was... There was actually more dark themes in the original when it was kind of silly looking compared to when they did the later seasons, which could be for numerous reasons. My guess is they just were like, let's get some of the silliness out there first and then throw in some dark stuff. Like Shredder, for instance, he shrunk them once and was like, I'm going to shrink you all, and then probably end up killing them by squashing them. He literally shrunk them, put them in a glass jar, and was going to smash them into itty little bits in one episode for the original, like from the cartoon from the 80s, from like 1987. I don't remember which season, but he was going to do that. And then they foiled his plan, of course, and then, yeah, then the rest was history. Later, though, anyway, so like I was trying to say, later on, though, he just started trying to attack them with Bebop and Rocksteady once he created them, which is kind of interesting. I'm like, Shredder is actually supposed to be a samurai that's evil. He's an evil samurai. That's all he really is. But he's awesome. Like, without him, the Ninja Turtles would be like, they wouldn't be heroes. Like, you know, he makes them unique. I always enjoy reading and even watching the 90s movies, because they're really good and funny, and they're just classics. Now, hence, mind you, I never grew up in the 90s, so, although I do like Casey Jones. Too bad he wasn't in the second movie. I thought he would have been in the second. He should have been in the second one. I don't understand why they didn't have him in the second movie. It would have made a lot of sense. I don't know. They had him in the third movie in the 90s, which was okay. That movie got a lot of mixed reviews. Hey Humphrey, welcome. Shadow, well, say hello to Bethany and Humphrey Bear. Humphrey Bear is my moderator. So be sure to smash that like button as well. I hope you guys like my thumbnail I did for today's live stream. You like all of them? Oh, you like all my thumbnails? Thanks. I have a thumbnail creator on my tablet, which is what I'm recording from. See, this tablet can do multiple things, which I think is awesome. I'm glad I have it. Alright, now figuring out where his shell's going to continue is going to be a little confusing. Alright, just a little bit. So it's like that. Welcome in the chat, Humphrey. You know. Tell me what your favorite version of the Ninja Turtles are, guys, in the chat. The part that always got weird for me, for the Ninja Turtles, do you guys prefer your generation version? Or do you prefer some of the newer renditions, like the Nickelodeon, the first Nickelodeon cartoon, not the from like 2012, not the new one, because no one really, I guess, likes that unless you're a kid who doesn't know anything about the Ninja Turtles. and figures like, oh, this is a good show. I'm like, I'm not saying it's a bad show. I'm just saying it doesn't hold up very well. Doesn't even have a... What'd you guys say in the chat? Let's see. I like the 80s cartoon the best. Cool. My personal favorite is probably my generation's version, which is probably either the 2003 cartoon, the 90s movies, which isn't even my generation, but still, I like that one, those movies, or the 2007 animated movie. Remember that? Remember that one? That one where Mikey wears a suit to go do things for kids' birthday parties, and they fight these like stone-based monsters. That movie was good. I need to rewatch it. I just rewatched the 90s. Alright, Shadow. Well, if you come back, just be sure to smash that like button if you can before you go. And whatnot. I honestly wasn't... I was thinking I was gonna do a stream tomorrow, like I normally do, and then do one on a Saturday, but I was like, let's get on here today and do one. Oh, thanks. Alright, so, here. His knee looks a little wonky. Oh, and by the way, weird but true fact about the Ninja Turtles that no one probably knows. They don't have knee joints, apparently. Or elbow joints. Not when they were first established, I guess. And first created. And whatnot. But, right now I'm working on the leg. I'm trying to get all of them into the frame here. And then his tail. I don't really want to draw his tail because it might... Oh wow, cool. Yeah, the 2007 one was really good. Raphael was called the Night Watcher. Or Night Watcher. He was, Leo, I guess, went to South America. And he came back. And they fought a bunch of stone-based monster characters that were from, like, a museum. Which, ironically, April and Casey were working at. And, whatnot. It was a really good animated movie, if you ask me. That one and the one where, like I said, the one from 2009. Four movies and four masks. Yeah, the 90... in the DVD combo pack, I guess, later on, when they did re-releases of the Ninja Turtles, the 90s movies, and then they would re-release the 2007 animated movie, they'd release it as a 4-pack. I don't understand why. I guess it's to help so people can have more whatnot, even though I really don't know why. I'll have to look into it more. But, yeah. So, it's always, like, the 2007 animated movies always released with the 90s movies as, like, a 4-pack. I never really understood why. My guess would be the 2007 one. Because the movies weren't that great. It made more sense to put them in one and put bonus masks in it. Cool. I didn't know that, Bethany. I mean, the 90s movies were probably like way better than the crappy newer Michael Bay movies. I mean, yeah, I know the third movie of Ninja Turtles had its issues, but it had its own continuity issues, but whatever. You know, I prefer watching puppets in suits over a bunch of weirdos dressed up in CGI outfits trying to pretend to be giant walking, talking Ninja Turtles. By the way, the Michael Bay iteration, yeah, they were good, but didn't make the kind of money the studios wanted. Yeah, it's sad. But they were successful in the box office. Rotten Tomatoes, I think, put the first one as like at least a 90, something 90 ranking, or even 100 for how well the movie was technically for the first one in comparison to the other ones. Who's your favorite character of the Ninja Turtles? Mine would have to be Raphael. Interesting fact also, the Turtles actually wore the same headband, had their masks, as some of us call it, or their bandanas, because originally they were all supposed to be the same. They were almost going to be all the same character, just like 4 of them, but then they were turned into like having different personalities and different weapons, so that's how you would be able to tell them apart. But then when they started introducing color, they would add the color red as the mask. I don't know why they chose the color red, but for each of the turtles' masks, but slash headbands, but they did. And then people were reading the books at the time when they were being released with the red bandanas. And then even some like cartoon renditions later on were changed to the different colors. I think the cartoon is actually what helped them figure out like, hey, we should like make different color masks so that you can tell who's who. Raph got the signature red, Leo got blue, Donnie got purple, and Mikey got orange. And the rest, I guess, just kind of became history. I actually read a documentary on the 90s movies, on how they were made and whatnot, and parts of and some parts about the comics. And one of the comics had them have different color masks slash headbands. It was to differentiate the colors of the masks so the fans wouldn't get confused. Because, I mean, once they take their masks off and put down their weapons, they all look the same. So, the creators, Eastman and Laird, were like, we should probably make them have, like, different looking masks or different colors. So they decided to change the color. And it kind of just stuck. Which I think are cool. And then, fun fact, in the 2003 cartoon, they take reference to the very first issue of Ninja Turtles from 1984. When in the episode called Shredder Strikes Back, when the Turtles return to New York from being driven out of New York by Shredder and his foot, the foot. Which, by the way, this version of Shredder is not human. He's an Utrum, which is a type of alien that's similar to Krang in this cartoon. They wanted to change it up just to make it a little bit different, which I actually preferred him. He was one of the darkest iterations of Shredder, especially as a cartoon. He was a very dark and malicious Shredder, voice acted by Scotty Ray, which I thought was cool. I talked to him on Facebook. He's like a friend of mine and whatnot. I don't talk to him a whole lot, but when I do, I'm always like, I ask him about why they canceled the show, and he's like, the studio didn't really, want any more. Let's see, what micron should I use? I'm trying to think here and see which ones I should probably try to use. Could try to use the 05 one and the 01. Yeah, so 05, 01, and then let's see, what about this one? Okay, perfect. Use that one to do the inking for the overall. Oh, I haven't even finished drawing his feet yet. Let me finish his feet up. I like the Ninja Turtles feet. The feet are awesome. Like the toes and whatnot. Tell me in the chat who's your favorite Ninja Turtle out of all four of them and why. Or if you have a favorite and you'd like to share. I've already shared mine. Mine's yeah. Hard to believe. Yeah, so mine is Raphael. My favorite is Raphael. I like Leonardo and Donatello and Michelangelo, but Raphael would be my favorite. He just has that personality. Plus, I always thought he was the coolest one out of them all, in a way. And I'll tell you the story that I was trying to say about the comic from the 80s. Alright, so like I was trying to say that they made a reference to in the cartoon of the 2000s. They in the episode, Leonardo chopped Shredder's head off. But because Shredder in this cartoon was an Utrum, which is an alien being, his helmet was attached to the head, but the head wasn't really his actual head. It was like a fake animatronic, like robotic head. But the turtles at the time when they were fighting him didn't know that in the cartoon. So, like, Leo didn't know that in the show until after he chopped the head off, which in the original 1984 comic, Leonardo chopped Shredder's head completely off his body and practically decapitated and killed him. It was very violent. So he was like the first, and he was in the first issue. And then the reason he came back, the character came back, was because Eastman and Laird were like, he's so popular because of the Turtles, because he's like the #1 villain, that we have to bring him back. So they brought him back and had a long story arc that hasn't even technically ended. I mean, it kind of ended, but it left off like a cliffhanger and whatnot. But then it continued, and then it, because like this year, like last year, they released the last official story arc, part of the story arc for that series, so they could technically end it. Yeah, I was actually kind of surprised they would show that in a kid's cartoon. If you don't believe me, go watch the cartoon for yourself. I prefer it. Sorry about that. That's I guess that's a spoiler. I don't know. I don't know how that would be a spoiler, because that happened like a long time ago. But, you know. Hey, Nighthawk, I feel bad bailing, but my hubby just came in the door and need... Thanks. Yeah, no worries. You too, Bethany. I'll be doing a stream tomorrow, so maybe you can stop by tomorrow. Let me ink in this. So, Humphrey Bear, you still here? Just let me know in the chat if you are. Yeah, so. Yeah. So, that was pretty, disturbing. And the fact that they put it in a kid's cartoon. I mean, the cartoon was supposed to be for kids, but it was also for diehard comic book fans who wanted the darker themes and storylines in the story, and for the show to be more rooted to the comics. It was pretty dark, not gonna lie, when they had Leonardo's character in the cartoon do that to Shredder. But then, you know, Shredder's head just was on the ground, and Shredder was like, he got back up, and the Turtles were like, what? It was kind of crazy. I was like, what? When I saw that for the first time when I was a kid, I was like, what? He's alive? Like, Leo just took his head off with his own katana. Like, he shouldn't come back. Little did I know. I didn't know when I watched it as a kid that he was an alien, because it was a new episode when I saw it when I was a kid. But when they showed it, when I saw that episode the first time ever, there were like 7 seasons of that cartoon. So, it did pretty good. It's probably, well, it's the second longest running cartoon to be out. The first longest running cartoon for the Ninja Turtles was the 80s. cartoon and whatnot. I am determined to ink this Leonardo. I'll erase the pencil lining. This is black. I even decided to draw the tail. Make it as accurate as possible. What do you think, Humphrey? And anybody else who's currently watching? I'll add some ink on his shoulder. So, any questions? For me or anything? If not, I'll just continue our conversation here we have about the history of the Ninja Turtles. And I thought it was cool how the Turtles all had there was a very sad episode, and it was very dark too, that was actually made in the show for the 2003 cartoon. That is probably like something you would read in a Ninja Turtles comic from like the 80s when it first came out, sort of deal. Like, that's how dark it was. Do you ever try thick and thin lines when drawing? Yes, Humphrey. That's what I'm doing kind of like right now. Right now I'm doing the thick lines, and then I'm going to do thin lines for some of the other portioned details. Like, for instance, I'll probably just outline this. I'll outline the arms and do these details, but then I'll do the interior details like this. Same thing with the hand over here. Who's your favorite Ninja Turtle, Humphrey? Do you have one? What? Varying line weights. You like Raphael? That's so cool. I like Raphael too. He's actually my favorite out of them all. Like, my all-time favorite. And I used to have the old school, like, Nintendo 64 game console when I was a kid, because someone got it for me once and whatnot, and I knew I loved playing video games. And so I got to play the Ninja Turtles arcade game, the second one, for the Nintendo 64, which is like a very, very old console. They don't make them anymore. They're obsolete. The original ones are. That is, anyway. You can get them now as a re-released version, where everything comes in a package or whatever, and you can get the games with the console from GameStop or even eBay, because they've been re-releasing old school consoles, but like these re-released ones don't have the same functionality as the original consoles that were made a long time ago. Like the new ones, I guess, don't have the they don't have the whole, oops, and I pulled the wrong one out. Nope. I'll try this one, and then let me move these pins out the way. I'll do the thinner details first. Don't tell me my pin. Oh. There we go. So, yeah. This is to answer your question, Humphrey, since you asked if I use different line weights. I'd say I do. And then yeah, and then we can add a little detail on the sword, like it's, I don't know, like he's got like little lines on it. And then I'll add his hand over here. The paper cuts off so you can't see his hand, but it's supposed to be like right there. Cool. Alright, and then here's the tricky part. His tail. Because for some reason the comic book version have tails. All other renditions don't have tails. I don't know why either. Here we go. It'll just be like a... yeah, I'll ink in the parts that are his shell. They're supposed to be dark or blacked out. So, like I've been saying, if you guys subscribe, you'll be automatically entered to win my 5,000 subscriber art giveaway that I'll be doing, / 500 sub giveaway. I said 1,000. That's a stretch goal. 5,000. Way later. So yeah. I hope you guys enjoyed this stream, and maybe I'll draw the other turtles on this paper. I'm gonna add them to this paper because why not? So I'll do Raph somewhere maybe, or Donnie, or you know. I'll probably end up doing them all if I'm really lucky, or if I really want to. So, yeah, I'll be doing that probably tomorrow, or I don't know. I could do Raph tomorrow, and then I could do Donnie on Saturday, or do Raph on Friday, and then however long that takes, depending on time, I'll do Donnie on the next live stream. So we'll be drawing the 4 Ninja Turtles. I might even draw Splinter. If Master Splinter and Shredder. So, yeah. I think I'll call it a night for today. And I will see you guys next time. Don't forget to smash that like button, subscribe, share this live stream out, and when it goes on to replay, just, if you like it, watch it. I do the best I can. So yeah. Well, I will see you guys next time. Peace. Have a lovely day, lovely night, whatever time of day it is where you guys live, and I will see you guys next time. Peace.